Oh, that's a good question. Do they have history? Because they've been doing a pattern where nobody beats Roman Reigns on their first confrontation, which is why they've kind of set it up to now maybe Cody can do it. Do Roman Reigns and Randy Orton have a history where Randy already recently enough couldn't get over the hump?
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
He might have to be slotted into that, you're not going to knock off Roman Reigns on your first try, are you? That would be a big surprise, though, and maybe Randy Orton would be the guy to do it. If somebody were going to knock off Roman Reigns on their first try, is Randy Orton that guy? Is it believable if it's him? It wasn't Cody Rhodes?
Well, we're in a weird spot here because Randy Orton is just like John Cena, where he's had the titles so many times.
14 of them they announced tonight.
And do you want to give it to Randy? Isn't that a little anticlimactic if we give it to our old head? His role now, should he be the guy that thrones Reigns? Especially when you have a plethora of guys that are young and over that can kind of carry this company for the next 5 years, right? So
I guess it comes down to, your booking philosophy. For an historic reign to end, do you want it to be a guy who's already a superstar? Because they've teased that The Rock would wrestle Roman Reigns. And then would The Rock be the one to beat Roman Reigns? Or do you want it to be like more of a passing of the torch? Like the guy who knocks off this historic title reign should be someone who really could use that rub and could take it and run with it. Randy Orton, if he wins the belt, he's not going to run anywhere with it that he hasn't already run, right?
Right. It's going to be a lot of the same. And he's been doing like goofy tag stuff recently.
Yes.
So he's been out of that picture for a while. So you kind of put him back into it. But maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they make it a legitimate shot. At least it'll be a legitimate contender for Roman in an off show.
Mm-hmm. Never say never, and maybe they're setting up Randy Orton to be the guy who loses to him at Royal Rumble or at Elimination Chamber, and then Roman's going to drop the belt at WrestleMania. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah, actually,
because Randy Orton is kind of fresh meat for this Roman Reigns title run.
Yeah,
and so maybe he's the next guy up, but is he the guy to do it?
Mm-hmm. And I think you're in the right. I think we're in the right direction here. If we were,
I'd say no. I'd say no, but it's pro wrestling.
Yeah. Do you want me to show your screen here?
Good, share the screen. We've got Dixie Carter, fans of Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling may remember Dixie Carter. Her family from Panda Energy owned Impact TNA for a while. She was an on-screen character. She was backstage at WWE Raw. Were they in Nashville this past Monday? Was that what it was? So she was backstage taking photos with some people she remembers. It looks like Chelsea Green, Nick Aldis, and Cody Rhodes. She definitely has history with Nick Aldis. He got his real start in big US-based TV wrestling promotions when he was Magnus in Impact Wrestling. So, yeah, she's got something. She's got a history there with Nick Aldis. That's great to see. I don't know how much with Cody Rhodes she has, but hey, they all seem to be enjoying the company. That is, oh my goodness. I remember his face, but I'm blanking on what names he had in different promotions. He was in Impact for a while. Behind the scenes guy there. Is that Bruce Pritchard?
Yep.
He was in Impact for a while as well. So good to see Dixie Carter. This doesn't mean that she's going to have anything to do with WWE. I think she and her family are based in Nashville, so WWE was in Nashville. And, professional courtesy. But good to see it. It shows you that these talents, these wrestlers, they get around. And they do have some connections with each other. Fun to see.
Would it be cool to have Dixie Carter kind of back in the or even start in the WWE? Would people know who she was, or
She has nothing to offer behind the scenes. She can't be an agent. She's not going to book the show. She's not going to do match finishes. She's really not going to do talent relations and HR. If you wanted her to be an on-screen character, I mean, she could do the annoying Vicky Guerrero thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what she did. She was in that Vicky Guerrero, Stephanie McMahon mold, that just annoying female GM owner. She was kind of the Vince McMahon, but as a woman. You know, I own the company, and for a while she was face, but then she was heel. You'd have to build her up as an on-screen character. I don't know if either the WWE or Dixie Carter really needs that at this point.
Yeah. Maybe
she's got plenty else to do. She had her fun. She was Tony Khan before Tony Khan was Tony Khan.
Right.
Like, her family had a lot of money. They liked wrestling. She ran a wrestling promotion for a while.
Did she run the whole thing?
She was an on-screen character. She was involved in the backstage stuff. She was at the booking meetings. I mean, she wasn't in charge of creative, but she was there.
Yeah. Interesting.
She was involved. She wasn't. She was not a silent partner by any means.
The original Tony Khan.
Right? She was Tony Khan, but she was proto-Tony Khan.
Go ahead,
I liked her. I thought she was good on Impact. I watched Impact back then. I don't have any hard feelings for her. I think it's great that a lot of people that she knows welcomed her for a little pre-Raw hellos and how you doings.
Yeah.
Yeah. To NWA news, looks like Kamille is not re-signing her contract. This is the second big women's wrestler who's going to hit free agency in the last few months. The first was Jade Cargill, who the WWE swooped in and signed right after the merger to form TKO Holdings. Kamille had an 800 and something day reign in the NWA. This comes to us from WrestleZone that she's not expected to sign her a new contract with NWA. Mike Johnson of PW Insider. She does have a history with Nick Aldis, and so Nick Aldis is now in the WWE. Maybe that means Kamille's coming over. As someone who did not see much of Jade Cargill but saw some of Kamille, Kamille is a lot like Jade Cargill. She's like 5'10", very athletic, college athlete. She may have been a little bit ahead of Jade Cargill as far as in-ring polish goes, but you know, if she comes to the WWE, I would not be against it. It would be a case of the rich getting richer, though.
Yeah.
How much do you know about Kamille? And you watch AEW? Do you think she would fit in AEW?
AEW needs some women talent. I'll tell you what.
Okay.
So if Kamille can go, that would be great. They need to build that women's roster. If she goes to WWE, I feel like she's headed to NXT.
At least for a start, right?
Yeah. At least for a start. Send her to NXT. I don't know if she can go to the main roster unless she does something that's really great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that she's known as much as, or, you know, I guess there is this report, but I don't think she's as big as Jade Cargill. She's coming
Probably
from
not.
NWA instead of AEW. She could go to AEW too. I know they have the Ring of Honor too. That's kind of like their developmental. She can head there, or go to, you know, AEW's like Collision show. That's like their second show. But I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities, and I feel like if she's expected to leave, that means she has another contract waiting, and it's an upgrade. Because why would she not sign, right?
Yeah, well, NWA's been dropping talent recently. So, you know, this could be that it really wasn't her decision, but they're just making it sound like, oh, she's not resigning. She may not be getting a decent offer. If Kamille is on the market, she's a great talent. She's still only 31 years old, so she's on the upside of her career still for a pro wrestler. So if she does want to keep going, I wish her well. I think she'd be good in the WWE. I think she'd be good in AEW. She'd be good back in the NWA, but it looks like they're not in a business position to do that.